Hello there, this is the Family Violence Not OK show on Warringary 693 AM. I am Bukola Essen. I've got Wendy Carter with me. She is the area team leader for the East Kimberley for the Age and Community Services. You're welcome to the studio, Wendy.
Thank you, Bookie. Lovely to be here.
Yeah, Wendy, we're talking about the responsibility of reporting family violence in our neighborhood. So why are we hearing more about family and domestic violence?
Well, I think it's because, it's long been thought of as something that's hidden away behind closed doors, a private thing, and people don't want to get involved. They see it as people's private lives, so that's always how it's been. But more and more people are realising that it is a major community concern. So many lives are affected. And most importantly, obviously, the victims and the children's lives, but the lives of their extended families, their neighbours, the lives of policemen and women, ambulance men and women, the staff at the emergency departments, the counsellors involved, and the staff at the women's refuges. So family and domestic violence really has a huge effect. And for example, if a man has hit a partner and she's got a black eye, and he might tell her she's not allowed to go out because he doesn't want her to be seen on the streets and see what, people will see what he's done to her. So then she might not go to Mango Street to her work obligations. So then she doesn't get paid her Centrelink. Yeah. So then, that obviously means the family are going to suffer as well as the stress and anxiety. So it's just a huge problem.
So surely couples fight and families fight. At what point would you then say that is family violence?
Yeah, that's right. All families have their arguments and tiffs. We wouldn't be human without it. But it's the long-term impact on families and children. If they're living in constant fear and stress, it really makes it a major health concern. People keep pushing away this matter as a private matter, then really bad behaviour becomes normalised in families and the community. So unless we challenge it with programs like this, it means that a household, is going to suffer. And I'm not suggesting that someone in that household necessarily challenges the behaviour, because then they're going to be in danger too. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest about this. More policemen and women in Australia are killed due to domestic violence than any other instance that they attend. So it is a really dangerous situation, but it's by telling the right people about it. It's not right, and it needs to be stopped. Yeah, you were saying that the
WA Country Health is stepping in this time around. What's their role?
Yeah, look, it's very strong on the fact that family and domestic violence is unacceptable and that it's a violation of basic human rights. Everybody's entitled to live free from harm, free from fear, especially in their own home or domestic environment. Yeah. I mean, if somebody gets bashed on the street, that's immediately a criminal offence. Mm-hmm. But there's no justification for such things, and the person responsible should be held to account.
Yeah. So you work with older people, but surely there's no family violence, within, amongst the older people. Would I be right?
Oh, I wish you were right, Bookie. I really do. But unfortunately, we've had many situations, even with Kimberley Age and Community Services, where we've had old people threatened and bashed because they wouldn't hand over their bank cards or they wouldn't hand over cash, which is just so awful. So we've taken those ladies to the police station and to follow up with the hospital to make sure they're going to be okay. But we've also had women out on remote communities as well as in towns who've suffered ongoing domestic violence for years, where women won't give their husbands the money that they want, or they won't give them sexual favours that they want, and it's just very, very sad.
Yeah. Okay, so what can people do if they want to reach out for help?
Well, they really need to tell someone about this, someone who can take it further. It's no good just telling a sister who's not going to take it anywhere further or whatever. Talk to someone, at the Anglicare, for instance, here in Kununurra, or on their visits out to communities. Tell the police, tell the hospital staff truthfully, you've heard all these things. You see a lady with a black eye or an arm in a sling, and she's not telling you the right truth. She slipped over something or hit the door, just by accident. Or they can ring a helpline. There are 24-hour domestic violence. There's a hotline, and the number for that one is 1-800-737-732. So there's people out there who are willing to listen and to help with these situations.
Yeah. Thank you, Wendy. And that has been Wendy Carter, the area team leader for the East Kimberley, working with the Kimberley Aged and Community Services. All right. Thanks, Wendy, for coming to the studio.
You're very welcome.